Sir, very happy morning to all. So we are doing MTP discussion of indirect tax for September examination. Sir, if you know the pattern of the questions in MTP, first they are asking case scenarios. My dear lovable students, they will be giving a case scenario. Case scenario based MCQ is coming for 15 mark in examination. It is like an integrated question, sir, which will be testing from majority of the areas of the subject. Now, once after that 15 mark question, case scenario, they are testing computation of GST payable for 10 mark. So for 15 mark plus 10 mark, 25 mark, that itself covering for an inter-examination. So if you are very strong in these two areas, then 50% of the marks comes to an end. In that, first I am going to solve computation of GST payable. This is a sure shot area, 10 mark area for examination, my dear lovable students. And we are using 5-step approach. Number 1, sales details, purchase details, expense details, net ITC, and computation of tax payable. I will be reading this question for you and I will be solving this question in this session. Mrs. ABC & Co., a chartered accountancy firm, has its office in Bangalore. It is registered under GST in the state of Karnataka. Okay, fine. So what is the facts of the question till now? There is ABC & Co., a chartered accountancy firm. Their office in Bangalore. They have registered in Karnataka. In the month of April, it supplied statutory audit services to Dhruv manufacturer of Karnataka for 1,20,000. So that is their outward supply. On that outward supply, they are supposed to collect the GST. And this Dhruv is also situated in Karnataka. So it's a intra-state supply. It's a intra-state supply. They have to collect CGST. Further, it charged 1,60,000 for the ITR filing services provided to the recipient located within Karnataka in the said month. Again, to an unregistered person they have provided. So this is also within Karnataka. So CGST and SGST has to be collected for this even 1,60,000. It also received 1,80,000 for internal audit services provided to a client registered in Mumbai, Maharashtra. This is an interstate supply, so IGST has to be collected. All the amounts are exclusive of GST. Fine. Mrs. ABC & Co. has also provided the following information regarding the expenses incurred in the month of April for the purpose of providing the taxable services. So these are the expense details, my dear lovable students. Membership fee of a club located in Bangalore provided for a senior partner of the firm. They paid membership for a club. As we all know that this is one of the blocked credit. Rent paid to landlord who is registered in the state of Karnataka for office located in Karnataka. This much amount the landlord has collected as GST. Professional fee paid to Mr. Jamna Prasad, a practicing chartered accountant, for professional services availed. TDS of 20,000 is deducted under 194J of the Income Tax Act. Let it be there. EAC purchase for office purpose. This is a capital goods. On that you can take ITC. Note, landlord did not upload his GSTR1 within the prescribed time, resulting in the GST amount not reflected in GSTR2B of Mrs. ABC & Co. If the supplier has not furnished the GSTR1 under section 37, then the amount of GST will not be reflected in the GSTR2B. Once it is not reflected in GSTR2B, ITC cannot be taken. Other suppliers have duly uploaded their GSTR1 within the prescribed time and GST amount is reflected in GSTR2B of Mrs. ABC and Co. That means for other item, we are entitled to take credit, but if it is not reflected in GSTR 2B, we can't take it as ITC. Compute the net GST payable in cash by Mrs. ABC and Co. for the month of April. Rate of CGST, SGST and IGST are 9, 9 and 18% respectively, assuming that all the remaining conditions of utilization of ITC are fulfilled. So this is a 10 mark easy picking for you, my dear lovable students. Computation of GST payable. That too, if you are following my 5-step approach, if you see the 25 question marathon which I have uploaded in YouTube, then this 10 mark will be in your pocket. That case scenario 15 mark and computation of GST payable 10 mark itself will take you to some different level marks. Right. Step number 1 is the sales details. Number 1, intra-state statutory audit services. How much is the value of supply? 1,20,000. On this 1,20,000, sir, our person will collect CGST and SGST. CGST is at the rate of 9%, SGST at the rate of 9%. Fantastic, sir. Intra-state ITR filing services. Again, on that also, he will be collecting the value of supply is 1,60,000. CGST at the rate of 9% and SGST at the rate of 9%. Whereas interstate internal audit services, since place of supply is the location of the recipient, that is Mumbai, Maharashtra, it's an interstate supply, IGST has to be collected 32,400. So CGST, total CGST collected is 25,200. Total SGST collected is 25,200 and total IGST collected is 32,400, my dear lovable students. Now purchase details. They have given various purchases, expense. There is no specifically raw material purchases for a chartered accountant. Correct? These all are expenses only. Some are revenue expenses or some are capital expenses. For example, AZ is a capital expense and the remaining are revenue expenses. That's why the second step, purchase details, is blank. Coming to step number 3, expense details, one by one. Membership of fees paid, ITC on membership of club is blocked. It's a blocked credit, except when such services are provided by an employer to his employee under a. But in this case, they have not mentioned that it is not a statutory obligation. So at the time of incurring that expenses, we would have paid GST. Whatever GST we have paid, my dear lovable students, has to be treated as cost, cannot be taken as. Office rent paid to the landlord. Here, this is in the course of furtherance of business. We have paid the GST also. But that landlord has not uploaded GSTR 1, which is his outward supply. So no ITC since the supplier did not upload the details of invoice in his GSTR 1. And said details are not being reflected in GSTR 2B of the recipient. So this is restricted ITC. If the supplier has not furnished his GSTR 1, then that credit will not come and sit in GSTR 2B. If the credit is not available in GSTR 2B, ITC cannot be taken. So because of that, for this particular month, for this inward supply, I am not entitled to take the ITC. Professional fees paid, ITC on service used in the course or furtherance of business is allowed, because this is with regard to in the course or furtherance of business, supplier has furnished GSTR 1, the credit as came and sit in GSTR 2B, all the condition has been, so I can take the ITC man. So for the professional services paid, 18,000 and 18,000 CGST and SGST credit is available. EAC for office purposes, ITC on goods used in the course or furtherance of business is allowed. So all the conditions has been satisfied. So this 3,000 and 3,000 can be taken as ITC. So my dear lovable students, total CGST credit available is 21,000. and total, sir, SGST credit available is 21,000 and there is no IGST credit. So there is no IGST credit is there, no need to knock off first the IGST credit, fine. What is step number 4? Net ITC. In this particular question, opening ITC has not been given. There is no opening ITC. If there is opening ITC, we have to take the opening ITC and we have to add whatever credit available for this particular month. So add ITC on purchases. Since this is a service provider, sir, ITC on purchases will not come, right? ITC on expenses, he has incurred so many expenses. Out of that, certain credit are eligible, certain credit are ineligible. Whatever credit eligible is 21,000 and 21,000, that we have finalized in the step number 3. I am moving to the last one, man, GST payable. Here in this question, not even RCM consequences are there, only FCM is there. So GST payable output tax collected is 25,200 and 25,000. Less IGST credit utilized, there is no IGST credit at all. I am having CGST credit and SGST credit. I know that CGST credit has to be set off against the CGST payable. So take this 21,000, set off against the 25,200. You will get the balance CGST payable of 4,200 in cash. Now you are having SGST payable of 25,200. Against that 25,200, knock off this credit of 21,000 and pay this 4,200 as cash to the department. That's it. That is what the GST payable after set off 4,200 and 4,200. Sir, basically this is a very easy question. Nothing is there. And that too, if you see my computation of GST payable marathon, after that you will be able to score this 10 mark like this. So this is how you have to focus for this September examination, my dear lovable students. This is how the question paper pattern is going to be. First, you will be getting case scenario. That case scenario is coming for 15 mark in examination. Case scenarios speciality is it covers the entire subject. It touches so many areas of the subject. Like one part will be time of supply, place of supply, RCM, registration, sir, invoice details, everything they will be covering in one question. That means if you prepare very well properly, that is not by selective study here and there or the important topics. If you've gone through the entire act, then the case study will be, sir, cakewalk. Then the another question, what they are asking is computation of GST payable. That is a 10 mark area for examination. So this itself taken 25 mark for examination. For the remaining 25 mark, sir, they are asking, sir, like time of supply 5 mark, value of supply 5 mark, registration chapter, like that they are testing. They are spreading the remaining 50% of mark chapter wise. This is the trend they are using. So case scenario plays a major role. In the coming slot, I will be solving this case scenario which is there in the MTP. Sir, they are asking question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, question number 4, question number 5, till now 5 question. Question number 6 for everything, it is 6 into 2 comes to 12 mark. Out of 15 mark, they took 12 mark. And question number 7, they are asking for 2 mark and they are asking for 1 mark. Like that, they are tallying the 15 mark. So very important part for examination. Practice the RTP case scenario, MTP 1 case scenario and MTP 2 case scenario, my dear lovable students. In the coming slot, we will solve this question. Study very well. Examinations are very near. But when you are studying one topic, you thoroughly study that topic. Don't worry about how much is pending or how much is covered. If today you are studying a topic, enjoy that topic with happiness. If you are feeling these videos as useful, sir, share your happiness by way of comments. It will be very, sir, happy to read, and we'll meet at the appropriate time. Thank you. Bye-bye from my end.